Now we're going to talk about Indians and their use of land. It's about time that we talk about the contact between Europeans and the indigenous peoples of the Americas. Well, what kind of place was North America in 1491? Was it teeming with people, or were there very few people? Were there always millions of buffalo? Or perhaps were there fewer buffalo in 1491 than there were later on in history? Well, it all has to do with either high count or low count in terms of anthropology. Do you believe that there's a lot of people in North America or not? Some of the evidence for there being a high count population of people in North America in 1491 includes things like ecosystem terraforming. Let me give you an example. A lot of times we think of North America as a pristine wilderness, but in fact there's a lot of evidence that Indians used things like fire and other tools to landscape, if you will, or change their environment to a point to where they could have a favorable growth of various crops and animal crops that they valued. They burned the Great Plains, for instance, over and over again in order to create great pasturage for the buffalo. When European colonists first arrive in North America, they talk about it being very park-like with very little undergrowth. Well, the reason being is that Indians would oftentimes use fire to burn the undergrowth and drive game by the thousands into a line of waiting hunters that would then slaughter them and take the hides and put up the meat for the winter. These were not necessarily efficient, we use every part of the animal sort of hunts. These were mass slaughters to support large populations, but they were renewable and sustainable, and that was the key. So, if there's a high count in 1491, and in fact Indians are technologically very, very smart and advanced, then what you have is an even larger catastrophe when you have the old world, Europeans, meet this new world, because the number of people that die grows cataclysmically larger. If you have a low count, if you believe a low count is more appropriate with the anthropological evidence, then what you have is a less catastrophic, but still cataclysmic die-off when Europeans encounter the North American peoples. Whatever the case, we can't be entirely sure what North America looked like in 1491, but there's evidence that it was an incredibly different place than what we see today.